Hi guys, good morning all of you. I hope all of you can hear me. This is Vamshi here guys. Maybe for some people who has been joined today, so they don't know about them. Some people has been already joined in the previous week. They know about me. Yeah guys, before starting the session guys, anyone can you please confirm guys, is I'm audible? Anyone from your side, can you please confirm?
Yes, you are audible.
Right, right. Thank you guys. Thanks for the confirmation. So right guys. So let's actually, so let me tell you about something about this program, guys. So this batch was already started in the last week. Hardly just not too much classes has been happened. We have been started with the basics of Python. That too, we are in the basic introduction classes, guys. So no worries about those particular classes. If you are already having the idea, you can understand the sessions, or if you don't have the idea also, no problem. I'll give you some recorded videos and you can go through the recording videos and you can just continue in the regular batches. You can continue it. Okay. So anyhow, just let me tell you, today and tomorrow is going to be a 2 demo sessions I'm going to take, guys. So I'm just informing for the people who has been joined this week. If today is your first class, guys, so just I'll take a 2 demo sessions just to make you understand like what is data science, what is machine learning, why do you require them, so what exactly we can expect from that. So I'll just give you a 2 days of introduction classes I'm going to give you. And after that, so we have already done with some basics of Python, not complete basics of Python, just we started, guys, we're not completed. We just started with some basic concepts of Python. So those I will give you just a recording videos. Hardly there will be 5, 6 sessions, guys, not more than that happen. If you're already having the idea, it's well and good. You can just continue with the regular classes, or else you have to just go through the recording videos and just we have to understand. I'll tell you which topics you have to learn it also. I'll just tell you so that you can complete that particular one and you can continue from the Wednesday's class. We can continue it. Yeah, just give me a second. Let me check from my side. So somebody is saying that my audio is very low. Maybe okay. I'll just increase the size. I'm increasing the volume. Yeah, I think Rahul, is it audible now? Is it audible right now? Right, right. Okay, fine. You can also check one from your side. You also increase your volume from your side also. Okay, fine. Okay, guys. So let's continue, guys. As I said that once again, today and tomorrow, anyhow, I'll confirm it once again. I'll just confirm it once again. I'll inform you all the things in the coming classes. I'll inform you about that. So you can just go ahead. Okay. Okay. So just let me introduce, guys. Some people already knows about me because I already introduced myself. Just take quickly 2 minutes, not more than that. Just a quickly 2 minutes. I just want to just give me a brief introduction about myself. So this is Vamsi Krishna Guttula. So it's Vamsi Krishna Guttula. Almost all having around 19 plus years of experience. So my experience, just to quickly to say that my experience of 19 years, almost all it is into the data related technologies. So I was a completely an expert in the data related technologies. So that is also one of the reason why I has been became an expert in the data sciences. My prior expertise on the data. So I know how to handle the data. What are the different ways we can store the data? What are the different formats? What are the different ways to extract or manage the data? So all these things I was a completely an expertise. So just a quick, I don't want to take that much time about that. So it is my expertise includes mostly on the managing of the data, processing of the data, analyzing and analyzing of large volumes of business data. Mostly expertise in data management, BI technologies, apart from the big data technologies, data science, machine learning, AI, NLP, artificial intelligence, deep learning, all these things. These are my expertise, guys. Almost all, I'm having somewhere around 6 years of experience on the data science related technologies. And my overall experience is almost all somewhere around 19 years. And I also done one advanced certification program from IIIT Hyderabad on AI and ML. I have been done one certification program from IIIT Hyderabad. You may be aware about. So IIIT Hyderabad is one of the leading IIIT in India. So in top among the India. So which mainly concentrates mostly on the information technology related. It is having a huge resources, a completely research labs related to so many new things, NLP, cognitive, audios. That are doing a lot of research on that. So the professors, all of them are PhDs. So those people, the professors are going to handle these particular classes from IIIT Hyderabad. So that's it, guys. That is going to be all about myself. Okay. So just give me a second. Some people are having some problems are there because today is your first class, right? Some people, just give me a second. So Mukesh can't hear it. Just let me inform Mukesh. Please join again. So if anyone, guys, if you have any problem with the audio, if you can't hear it, or if you have any problem with the voice, please log in again. Okay, fine, guys. Fine. So let's go ahead, guys. Just give me a second. Just give me a second, guys. Let me disconnect all the things. Just give me a second once. The second ones. Right. So guys, okay, so let's go ahead, guys. So as I told you, as I have already discussed about that, so today and tomorrow we'll be taking some introduction to which is going to be the data science classes. So which is what is data science, what exactly the data science mean to say, what the clients or what the project, what kind of a projects we are going to do. So all these things we are going to be discussing. Just a brief introduction about that. So simply, without, if I directly ask you to join the Python classes, why we are learning Python first of all? So okay, we are not here to become Python experts. Then why we are learning Python? Why? Because to implement some kind of a data science related techniques, we are going to be using this particular Python. What we are going to be using is okay. So that is the reason why I'm going to be discussing about that. So if you have any questions, guys, please don't hesitate. Feel free to discuss with me. You are given the option to unmute yourself. Generally, most of the other trainings I have been seen, generally they don't give the option to speak. That means they don't make you to unmute yourself. They will restrict it. I can also restrict it. So if you want, I can unmute. I can just restrict to unmute, and even not only unmuting. So even you can't unmute it. And apart from that, whatever the message you are going to send, it will not be sent to everyone. It will be sent only to only the host only. That means only I can see your message. So that will create a lot of disturbance, guys, because somebody has asked a question, somebody has posted a question. So what what is the question I'm talking about, or what question I'm answering about that? So other people don't have any idea. Again, I have to read the question. That's why we have given the option to unmute yourself. If you don't have any noise from your side, better I recommend. Okay. So if you have any noise from your side, if you have any background noise, that will disturb the class. That's why what I recommend is, in the case if you don't have any noise from your side, just like how you can hear my voice. So you don't get any noise from my side. It is due to two reasons. I stay in first floor itself. So you will be having a lot of noise will be there. Traffic noise will be there. There will be vendors will be there who is selling their products, and a lot of announcements. There is a lot of disturbance will be there. But whatever I'm using, my headphones is also a little bit higher, which is which one? It's a noise cancellation, as well as whatever the software I'm using, one of the software provided by Lenovo. So it is also a noise cancellation software I'm going to be using. So that is the reason it will be there. Okay. Yes, we'll discuss it, guys. I know that we have a different questions are there. So we'll discuss. I'll give you time, guys. I'll give you the time because related to your experience. Some people have a different questions. We'll ask it. We'll try to answer it. So prior to that, if there is any technical questions are there, you can just ask me the technical questions, guys. Technically, once you talk about that, after that, I'll tell you how to answer your questions. I'll tell you later. Okay, fine. So fine, guys. So here all of you are here to learn something about the data science. So first of all, whether to take the course, whether not to take the course, that is a secondary thing. So I know that I can see a little bit increase in the number of participants. From the last 2 months, we can see some increase. So it is also our analytics part only, guys. It's also like, just to give some example, I'm telling guys, to give some example, I'm telling about that. So like in the last almost all from the 2 months of time, we've seen some a little bit increase in the number of students, guys. Number of students who are joining for the data science, there was a little bit increase in the people, the participants. So we have analyzed like why the people started increasing. What is the reason for that? So we all of you know that we all of you are working in the, most of the people are software industry, are working in the software industry. And that too, mostly we have been seeing the people previously, very less number of working professionals used to join. So 80% of them who are the job seekers, like who want to get a job or who has been, let us say that left their job and they want to shift into some other job. But here, even the people who are working right now, even having, you can see some people 8 years experience, 9 years experience, 13 years experience also people. So they're still looking for this particular data science course. So even they have their job opportunity, they're working. They didn't left their job. They are not looking for a new job. But why the people started learning? Why the people has the experience of 13 years, 14 years people, or almost all more than 10 plus years of people? Why they are learning? So we have been done some basic analytics on them. So why? What is the reason for that? So we know that nowadays we are hearing a lot of news. It's not like a rumors. It is like a real news. So a lot of chain companies, MNC companies, there are doing a lot of layoffs in the companies. What is the reason for that? Mainly, it is going to be some recession was there, and even for cost cutting and all these things. So the companies are going to be doing a lot of layoffs. So while doing a layoff, generally we know that what the companies are going to look for. So the people who are having more and more skill sets, it's not more and more higher years of experience, more skill sets. If they feel that yes, this person can work in any project of our company, so they're going to retain their particular employees, and who are going to be not capable to work in other projects. So whenever they have only a limited resources are available, generally those kind of peoples are going to be generally layoffs. They will be laid off basically. So that's why nowadays everybody, it's not only due to that, nowadays the complete employees, the mindset also has been got changed. It's not like once they get a job, we'll work in the same technology. There is a lot of issues will be there. After 10 years, if you come outside the company, so the complete technologies keep on changing. It's not like earlier. So I'm seeing this software industry from the last 20 years. So how that from 2000 to 2010, no, almost all up to 2012, the market was very, it is going to be very restricted. So we don't have that much new technologies. We don't have that much changes. Even version changes are also not there. Around 2000 to 2020, 2012, I can say. Mostly the market was ruled by mostly with the business intelligence, database systems, Java, and the .NET. Only these four technologies, only almost all these four technologies, apart from PHP has came. Now PHP was outdated. Almost all it was outdated. Even .NET is outdated. Even .NET is almost all outdated as of now. Nobody is learning Java, .NET. Nobody is using the .NET also, because it has been replaced by a lot of frameworks which has been came after 2012. So it's a completely drastic changes has been taken place in the industry. So as of now, also cloud computing, different services, different framework. They're talking about big data system. They are talking about Spark. They are talking about some Power BI. They are talking about some other framework, React JS, Node.js. So a lot of changes are taking place. That's why if you want to just retain in that particular software industry, so you should be having a good skills must be required. So nowadays, as of now, so how the Excel is going to be a common skill for everyone. So data science also has been became a common skill. So whether you are a job seeker, whether you are looking for a job or looking for a change in the job, or do you want to just retain in your existing job? So these are some of the skills that the companies are looking for, not an advanced level, at least some basic skills that are going to be required. So that is also one of the reason which we have been found when we have been spoken to multiple people. So we have been spoken to multiple people, like why you have been shifted to data science, why you're looking for a data science course. So as of now, mostly the employees who are working, so who are currently working, who are having a good packages also, they're preferring to learn it. So as part of their team management or as part of their project management, there may be some required of data analytics. So at least to know about them. So people are going to be working on them. So people are learning and people are going to be getting some certified programs on this particular AI and ML. Okay. So quickly, let me tell you guys what exactly the data science will do. First of all, what exactly the data science will do. So once if you see some kind of a definition of data science, what is basically data science is a simple definition I can tell you. A data science is one thing I can say is which is going to be a multidisciplinary field. It is going to be a multidisciplinary field, which is going to be multidisciplinary field, which is going to contains a collection of techniques. It is going to be just contains a collection of techniques. So I don't use any PDFs, guys. So corporate level trainings will use PDFs. But this is going to be not a corporate level training because you are here to learn. Corporate level training means that is different. They don't want to learn anything. They want to learn the concepts and they want to implement it. That is corporate level training. These are going to be not a corporate level training. It's going to be nothing but the main aspect is to understand the concept and learn the concept. So you have to know not by using PDFs. PDFs are going to be PPTs, PDFs. I just run the PPTs. That is not sufficient for understanding the concept. That is a different case. Corporate levels, that's a different level. These are going to be different ways. So it is going to be a multidisciplinary field where we are going to be learning various techniques. That's why I'm using a freehand writing. I'll be using a pen tablet. I'll using a pen tablet. The class also looks like just like a classroom training only. Only thing is due to the pandemic, everybody is connecting from across the world. There are connecting across the world. People will be there, guys. So earlier, due to pandemic, before the pandemic, the people used to come to the classroom training. Only limited people are there. But now we have a globally they are getting connected. Okay. So that's why I'm using a free, it's a pen tablet I will be using. Technology also I will be using very advanced technologies only I will be using. So, okay. So coming to the definition of data science, data science is a multidisciplinary field, or some people call it as an interdisciplinary field, which is going to contains a various techniques we are going to learn. What type of techniques we are going to learn? Some maths and statistical techniques we are going to learn. A different types of methodologies. Different types of methodologies we are going to be learning. And a different type of systems we are going to be using. So it's not like a single skill, guys. It is a multiple skills. All these are nothing but comes under a skills. So we are going to learn various techniques, not technologies. I'm not talking about a technology here now. We are going to learn some different types of mathematical, statistical techniques and some kind of a methodologies which we are going to implement as part of the maths and stats, and a different type of systems we are going to use this, and a different types of algorithms we are going to use. You can talk about so many things, guys. So a collection of a multidisciplinary fields, which is going to contain a type of techniques, methodologies, systems, algorithms, etc., etc. But finally, what is the target, guys? The target is to nothing but get some insights from the data. Getting some insights from data. So I can say something called as which is going to be what we can say that actionable insights, what we are going to call it as. Actionable insights. Actionable insights means, so based on that particular insight, what is insights? Something information, something about the knowledge, about the data. So there is some data was there. Once you get some knowledge from the data, once if we get some insight from the data, based on that particular insights, we can take some kind of an actions, actionable insights from the data. That is what we are going to be calling as. That is what we call it as a data science. Check out what is the definition of data science. You will get the same. I didn't written as a complete definition because we don't want to learn what is a technical definition. We want to understand what is data science. We don't want to just understand only learn the definition of data science. So once again, it is a multidisciplinary field, which is going to contain a collection of like various techniques, methodologies, systems, algorithms, etc. will use to get some insights from the data. Then what is the pre-existing systems? Before data science, did the companies are unable to do that? Yes, they're able to do that. But with a very, very limited resources only they're able to use. But now the model has been changed. The business model has been changed. I'll tell you what is the business model as of now and what are the business models earlier. What are the business models earlier before the data science? and how the business models has been changed after the data science has been came into the introduction. So some kind of an final our target, the companies are nothing but expecting. This is a final target, guys. Companies are expecting some kind of an actionable insights from the data. Get some data, get some insight from the data, and based on that, we want to take some actionable insights. Based on that, we want to take some actions. Just within 1 or 2 days, you cannot really understand them, guys. So don't think that within 2 days, you'll understand what is the data science. Whatever the demo classes I'm going to take you, there will be some unconnected dots maybe left over. Maybe you may not connect all the dots. We'll be having some kind of an unconnected dots maybe there. Okay, so don't worry. We are not starting with any classes of the data science immediately. It is only just an introduction classes. Why we are learning data science, what type of training you can expect, what you can expect from our side, and what we expect from your side. Even that also will be there, guys. Something we also expect from your side also. What you can expect from my side, what you get from my side. That is what I'll explain all these things in the classroom, in this 1 or 2 demo classes. Okay. So simple to make you a simple example, guys. It's simple to make you a simple example to understand that. I'll take a small example practically to understand it. What is meaning of actionable insights? Just to understand the concept, have a look at that. So there is a problem statement was there, guys. So I'm just giving a small problem statement that is very easy to example. So almost in every demo session, I'm going to take this only this loans department data only. I'm going to take it. So I'll just change some examples. Mostly I'm going to use as the loan. Why? Because everyone is having an idea about what is going to be, how the loans are disbursed. So how the banks are going to, how the customer applies for a loan, and how the banks are going to verify, how the banks are going to disburse the loan amounts. All these things we have a little bit idea about that. I can also talk about different scenarios. Like I can talk about some kind of an HR department. So best examples to understand. You can talk about so many examples, guys. But the best examples to make you as a beginners to understand what is going to be, mainly we'll use as almost all three different types of domains we'll use, guys. One is going to be telecom, the other one is HR, and the other one is going to be the banking, which is going to be loans. Even one more also like insurance companies. These are some of the best examples to make a beginners to understand what is a data science. I can also talk about a higher level example, guys. I can also talk about higher level examples. But that is a little bit confusion because it is beyond your imagination. You have to imagine the scenarios. But this, you need not to imagine that, like in telecom, in HR departments, in loans department, how the banks will use as the data science, or how the HR departments uses the data science, etc. I can explain some examples. Okay, so let us talk about the loans department. One of the major, what is the main problem statement in the loans department? We all of you know that is nothing but the banks are giving the loans. There are going to be loan approvals will taking place. After disbursing the loan amounts, let us say that the loan amount will be like some people will have 5 years, 3 years, 2 years. Sometimes if they take the housing loans, they will be 20 plus years, minimum at least 15, 20 years will be there. So once the loans has been disbursed, so some of the customers are paying the EMIs promptly. There are promptly every month they are paying. There are nothing but non-defaulters. They are the non-defaulters. But the customers who are not paying the EMIs promptly, they are called as defaulters. So we all of you know that one of the major headache for the bank loans department is these defaulters. So they are the defaulters. Every bank will have a defaulters. As of now, no bank was there such a way that they don't have any defaulters. 0% defaulters are not there. Every bank, every financial institutions are having this particular, the defaulters are there. Every bank is having the defaulters. At least 10-15% defaulters will be there. Minimum 10% defaulters will be there. If they give the loans to 100 people, only 80 to 90 people only will pay the EMIs promptly. Remaining whatever the 10 to 20% people are there, they may be intentionally they becomes a defaulter, or due to the change in their financial status, or due to some reason, they may become a defaulter. So what the banks want to do is how to avoid these defaulters. How to avoid this defaulter? Once if you give the loan that is not within the control of the bank, how much, what the follow-up they can do every month, you know that when you take a loan, before the loan EMI date, So they will send the notifications, they will call. If they don't pay the EMI promptly, the bank people will call it. How much follow-up they have been done also, they cannot recover some of the loan amounts. They have to go to some legal actions and all these things. That is a very big headache to the banks, isn't it? So that's why what the banks want to do is they want to avoid these defaulters. I can't say avoiding the defaulters, better to say that they want to minimize these defaulters. Everywhere we cannot say that avoid, but we cannot say that avoid the defaulters, but they want to minimize the defaulters. Like for example, 20% defaulters are there. At least it will become 10%. That is sufficient. That will be a lot of advantage. There is a lot of advantage for that particular banks. So after giving the loan, doing a lot of follow-ups or doing some kind of the calling the customers, that is not going to be that done. After giving the loans, nothing with our control. Before the loan was delivered, that means before giving the loan itself, can't you identify whether the customer will be a defaulter or non-defaulter? Hope you understood my point. Before the loan was given, before giving the loan itself, can't you identify whether this customer is going to be a defaulter or a non-defaulter? Can't you identify that? Okay. So that is what the banks are going to be doing that. So what they will do is they will collect a lot of information from the particular customers. They will collect all their information, like they'll collect their salaries. The banks will also have all the complete details. So they have the salaries amount, their financial status, whether the person is married or not, whether they have a children or not. They will collect all that information. A lot of data was there. Before giving the loan, they don't simply give the loan. They will collect a lot of data. So all the information, your personal details, your house address, everything is going to be just collected. After that, based on that, they will give the loans. Though they have a lot of data, they are unable to minimize these defaulters. Still, there are going to be a lot of defaulters are there. A lot of defaulters are there. As I'm saying that, no, not 50, 60% defaulters, but at least 10 to 20% defaulters will be there in the banks. So how to minimize that? At least can't you cut it by 50%? At least if you can cut it for 50%, 20% defaulters are there. Make it 10%. At least if 50% of the people defaulters can be, if you can avoid them, it is going to make a huge amount to the particular banks. So that is what the banks are going to be thinking about that. So how to do this? So how can you identify before giving the loan only? They have to predict whether he will be a defaulter or non-defaulter. Before giving the loan only, we have to do that. After giving the loan, any system can say whether he is a defaulter or a non-defaulter. That is what the earlier system, which is BI, is to do. What is BI is to do? BI will only tell you what has been happened. What has been happened, it is going to identify by a BI system. BI system will only tell you what has been happened. That is what the BI systems are going to do. So these many defaulters are there. These many non-defaulters are there. That's it. That is only what it is going to tell you. But that's why I said that data science is all about a actionable insight. That is a different. What is BI systems is going to tell you? BI systems may give you some insights. But what actions we have to take, that is going to be the business users and business managers has to take care about that. But data science is not like that. It's a completely different. It is completely different. So BI system is going to tell you what has been happened. These many defaulters are there as 20% defaulters. How to minimize this? So the business manager has to take a decision for that. So what actions he has to take? So to minimize it, what action he has to take? Everything the business manager has to take a decision. Sometimes the decision may go correct. Sometimes the decision may go wrong sometimes. Because we don't know how much extent that particular actions is going to work perfectly. But data science is slightly different. The data science is slightly different. So what is data science is going to tell you here is the data science is going to also tells you what has been happened. It will study what has been happened. Based on what has been happened, it studies, and it can also predict what could happen in the future also. What could happen in the future also, it is going to predict. It is a kind of something called as a predictive analytics or predictive analysis, what we are going to do that. It's a predictive analysis, guys. That is what we are going to be talking about. So what has been happened, it will study. And based on that, what could happen in the future also, it is going to study it. That means indirectly to say that what is this in data science, what we are going to do that. I'm explaining the business model of the data science. So what we have to do is we have to just take the past customers data. Take the past customers data is there. Who is the past customers are there? Take their data. So past customers data will be there. Like who is the defaulters, who is the non-defaulters? We already know them. Isn't it? Past customers means we already know that who are the defaulters and who are the non-defaulters. Study this data. Just we have to study this data. How to study, I'll tell you later. Study this particular data, guys. Once if you study this data, we are going to get some kind of an patterns in the data. Mainly the data science makes the difference here, guys. Business intelligence will only tells you about what has been happened. So in this month, these many defaulters. In this month, these many non-defaulters. Or in this month, these many loans we have been given. So that is what has been happened only it is going to tell you. What do you mean to say studying the data means? We have to understand the pattern. Slightly different, guys. Business intelligence uses almost all the analytics like only based on aggregations and summarizations. Like what is going to be total sales? What is going to be the average loan amounts, etc., etc. But these are not like this, guys. Here we are going to be studying the data with some kind of what we can say is some kind of statistical analysis. We are going to do that. They are not something like an aggregated analysis. We are going to be doing some kind of statistical analysis. We are going to do that. So statistics means immediately, you know that you will be going back to our school days. We'll go back to the school days. Like, sir, we are going to be studying about mean. We have been studied about median. I'm going to make a recap of all the things, guys. We are going to recap all the things, guys. Mean, median, modes. And we are having something called as a standard deviation. And we are having the variance, etc., etc. is there. So based on the statistics we have been learned in our school days and our college days, maybe in our 10+2 or before the 10th standard or in the 10+2 standard. Generally, our thinking of statistics is a different way. Statistics means it is just to analyze, like finding out mean, median, mode. Okay, what is standard deviation? What is variance? Only our knowledge is only up to there, guys. Our knowledge is only up to there. But really, statistics can do something very different, guys, which we never know about that. Because if you ask a statistician, if you speak to a statistician, then you will come to know how statistics are going to be closely related to our real life. Our thinking is like statistics means which the government is going to take care. Okay, and they will going to analyze the people's populations data. Every day we'll get some analysis now, guys. Like this is going to be the average GDP. Okay, every 5 years they will calculate what is the GDP of a particular country or a GDP of a particular state, something like that. But statistics are not only related to only the population analysis, or it is going to be some kind of an economy analysis, guys. It's not just related to that. Statistics are going to be really used as part of our business scenarios also. They will be used. A lot of, we can say that. So maybe some around 10-15 years, statistics are different. Now almost all now a new theories and new calculations and a new numbers has been came. Not only working with mean, median, modes, we have a lot of other numbers are also there, which will clearly makes you understand the business scenarios, which will make a clearly understanding the relation between the business scenarios. Mainly in business, the main important is going to be understanding the relation between one attribute and the other attribute. Like for example, just an example. Let us say that in the past customers data, we have some data is there. Age, what is the salary of the employee, and how much is going to be the loan amount, how much loan amount is there, what is the duration of loan amount, etc., etc. Now we want to understand the pattern. What is meaning of pattern, guys? Pattern means nothing but, you know, the patterns. Pattern means nothing but some kind of a trends. So what do you want to understand the pattern means? Is any relation between age and whether the person is a defaulter or a non-defaulter? Is there any relation is there? is this defaulter or non-defaulter? Is it going to be based on the age? Is it depending on the salary? Or is it depending on the loan amount? Or is it depending on some kind of a loan duration? Or is it having any dependency with the number of children? Or is there any having a relation with whether the person is a married or a unmarried? So we want to identify, is there any relation between all these factors and whether the person is becoming a defaulter? How do you do it? How do you do it, guys? If you simply analyze the data is going to be very diverse data will be there. So we cannot get a proper analytics. You cannot get a proper analytics, but my statistics is going to help you to find out whether a person is having a relation with the age and whether the person is becoming a defaulter or not. There are some statistical numbers are there, guys. There are some statistical numbers are there. And there are going to be some kind of statistical testings are also going to be there. So we have a different type of statistics. Mostly you have been learned. Mostly we have two types of statistics, guys. Inferential statistics will be there. Generally, we don't know what is this inferential statistics. Generally, we don't have this kind of, we don't have the idea about the inferential statistics. There is going to be only statistical people will learn, which is going to be something called as an hypothesis testing. What is going to be t-test? Okay, what is going to be t-test? What is going to be A/B testing? Okay, what is going to be hypothesis testing? All these are going to be what we are going to call it as inferential statistics, what we are going to call it as. They are called as an inferential statistics. Whatever we have been learned is a different. Whatever we generally use it in real world is going to be different, guys. Okay, so don't worry that we are going to discuss it. I don't want to make you confused within the first class. So immediately when I talk about this, people will immediately worry about that. Sir, you are talking about statistics again. So do you want to again go back to 10th standard, 10+2 standards? If you observe carefully, guys, you don't really it is not really, you don't require to go in depth about the statistics. If you know that, that is sufficient. Why? Because once you know that, for example, what is going to be, why do you do a t-test? If you know that what is going to be t-test and what is based, what we are going to identify, or what is the decision you are going to take it on a t-test, how to apply the t-test? By using some language like a Python, we are going to do that. You have to know why we do the t-test. That's it. And what we can confirm or what we can inference from that particular t-test. If you know that, that's why we call it as inferential statistics. Why we are going to call it as inferential statistics, and descriptive statistics will be there. Mean, median, all these things are going to be comes under the descriptive statistics. They will tell you something about the data. Inferential statistics is not something like that. What we can infer from them, what you can understand from them, that is what this particular concept is going to tell you about that. So if you know what is exactly it is doing, that is sufficient. Really no need to write any logic for that. You don't do any pen and paper work by yourself. Everything we are going to be doing with the help of some kind of a language, we are going to do it. Like which is going to be a Python, or which is going to be by using a language called as an R. We have to do it. We use some languages. Again, there also some questions will come. Sir, then again, we have to learn any programming language. Yes, you have to learn it, guys. You have to learn it. See, whenever I ask you to say something like you have to use a computer means, don't think that everything just we have to use a computer. So without having any knowledge of any programming language, you cannot use it, guys. At least some basic knowledge must be gets required. So here also we have to use a language like Python or R is going to be required. But one thing, Python is not a very complicated language. It's a very, very simple language, which a normal school students can learn. Which a normal school students can learn is going to be that much easy the Python language is, guys. So even nowadays, Python, so I remembered, that means I remember means which I learned my first programming language in my BTech 20 years back, almost 23 years back. I completed in 2001. I started my engineering in 1998. So in 1998, I studied the first programming language, which is Fortran. Fortran is a language which I have been, at that time, even C was not that much popular. We used a language called as Fortran is a language what we used to use it. After that, C has came. Now, as part of the BTechs, there are teaching C language. But now at the school level itself, at the school level, guys, I've seen some people hardly, I don't believe them even sixth standard. Even at sixth standard, just imagine at BTech, I have learned in 2000, after joining BTech, I've seen the first programming language. But now in the school days, at the sixth and seventh standards, they are teaching Python. So you can imagine, like, I just don't want to tell that what is Python about this. I want to just tell you that how much simple the Python language is. So a school student also can learn. If it is the same student with C, C++ languages, Java, he can't understand it. That much level is not sufficient. That level is not sufficient to learn C language. But they can learn Python. So that much simple the Python language was there. They're able to develop a lot of applications also. They're developing games. They're developing websites. I've seen the guys. I've seen a lot of people. So last year we used to have two students are there. So initially I don't know. After that, after completion of the course, I came to know that there are 7 standard people. One is at 7th standard, one is at the 9th standard. So they studied the data science in my class because it is an online class, no? So we don't know about them. If the offline class comes there, then we'll see them. But in online classes, we can't see them, right? So after completion of the course, we came to know that. So there are from 7th and 9th standards people. So that much they're learning. They're learning the data science. They're learning some basics ideas about that. So some people will be there. They have been learning the data science, and you have seen some news also. Somebody who is a 10th class student, I think he is working as a data scientist in one software company also. In Hyderabad, there was a person, I don't remember his name. So he's almost, I think he's completed his 10th standard or below the 10th standard. So he's working as a data scientist in one of the software company in Hyderabad. So that much easy to learn. There are some different cases, extraordinary cases will be there, but almost all everybody can learn Python. Python is not a complicated language. It's a very simple, very easy. Okay, so what is our business model is, guys? Our business model is very simple, guys. Understanding the past data, studying the past data, get some kind of an insight from the data. Based on these patterns, we can do some kind of a predictions. That means once if you study the pattern of this data, you will get some kind of an actionable insights. What are the actionable insights? Like, it will clearly tells you that which type of, that's no, I told you, no. So each age is really related with the defaulter. Is really salary is related to the defaulter. Is my, let us say that loan amount is also related to defaulter. How much loan amount they are taking, whether the duration of the loan, whether he is having how many children, or whether the person is a married or not, whether all these are related to the defaulter or not, we'll come to know with the help of statistics. With the help of some statistical numbers, we'll come to know. Let us really is number of children. If more number of children are there, so what happens? Is there any chance of becoming defaulter? So 80% chances that he will become a defaulter, or 80% chances that he is not a defaulter. Something you can understand the patterns with the help of some statistical support. With the help of some statistical support, we are going to do, guys. So don't think that you have to be an expert in the statistics. Just I'll tell you, if this t-test value is more than 0.8, so this is going to be acceptable, whatever your assumption is correct, something like that, or more than 0.5. We'll discuss it later. What are those numbers and all these things? We'll discuss it later. Just if you know what is the t-test and what it infers, that is sufficient. How to do that? It is not required for you. We'll see that, guys. We'll see a correlation variable. If I tell you what is the formulation of this correlation variable, you will get confused. And if you want to study that also, you require 2 hours of time for that. If I teach you what is a correlation variable, if you want just for a small timing, just if you want to tell the timing, I'll tell you. So what is going to be correlation formula? Just you can ask it, guys. What is going to be correlation formula in statistics? What is the correlation formula in the statistics, guys? That is correlation formula. See there, x minus what is x bar into yi minus, which is going to be yi bar, divided by which is going to be summation of xi minus xi bar, x bar square, yi minus, which is going to be y bar square. If I want to explain what is that formula, at least it will take 1 hour, 1.5 hour time. It will take, guys. You don't require this formula. Just to make you understand how much level of maths is required, I'm telling you. So mostly we are going to also use as the BYJU'S. You know that, guys, who will use as BYJU'S, which is going to be the school level people will use as that, isn't it? So we are also going to refer most of the BYJU'S related links only will use as mostly. Why? Because We want to study the maths and stats at the school level stats only. So even if you don't know what is this formula also, nobody will ask you about the formula, guys. If you go to an interview, tell me what is the correlation or what is the formulation of a correlation. Nobody will ask you. What is correlation will tell you. Correlation is a statistical number which is going to tell you what is the relation between two continuous variables. That is what we have to study. Two continuous variables is what we have to study it. So this value will be between -1 to +1. If it is +1 means 100% the two variables are correlated with positive correlation. -1, it is a negative correlation. What is meaning of positive correlation? If one variable increases, other variable also will increases. What is a negative correlation? If one variable increases, the other variable will decreases. If one variable increases, other variable is decreases. You studied in our school level. Positive correlation, negative correlation, or directly proportional, indirectly proportional. We'll call it as. It is going to be indirectly what we are going to call it as, guys, isn't it? So speed. So distance is going to be directly proportional to the speed or directly proportional to the time, whatever it may be, isn't it? So something like that, it is going to be as the speed increases, automatically the distance what you are going to be covered is also increases. Something like that, isn't it? Same as it is, we are going to be talking about the relation. Just if you know what it represents, what is that formulation? Even I also can't explain. I can't remember the formulation because I don't work with the maths. So which is going to be how it is going to be gets done. So depending on that, we have to study it. So our idea here is in data science, what is our main concept here is we have a past data was there. So past customers data is there. So study the past customers data, study all the past customers data. You will find out some kind of a patterns, but how these patterns were found with some statistical numbers, we are going to find some patterns. So based on that particular patterns, to whom we have to give a loan, to whom I should not give the loan, that is going to be decided by the actionable insights. That is going to be actionable insights. So with the help of some statistical numbers, we are going to study the data. It's not like the business intelligence. Business intelligence will use us only sum, average, mean, median. They don't use all of them. They will use us only average and sum. Only they will do only thing as what is the total sales, what is the average sales. That's it. They don't use any statistical numbers. But in data science, we are taking some type of a statistical numbers, some help of a statistical numbers to understand the relation between the variables. And based on that particular variables, for example, my statistics tells that age is not at all related to the defaulter. Age and defaulter is not at all related. Maybe salary and default is related. Loan amount and what is the default is related. Whether the person is married or not, that does not really decides this particular defaulter. So statistically, what is your imagination or whatever you are imagining, whether it is correct or not, the statistical numbers will tell you. That is what we call it as hypothesis testing, guys. If anybody is there from statistical background, they knows about this. What we are going to call it as is, which is going to be the hypothesis testings, what we are going to use this. So what is this hypothesis testing formula? All these things not required for us, guys. What is going to be, whether what is our imagination or what is your expectation is correct or not, that is going to be what it is going to tell you. So see, which is don't worry about the technical definition about that. So the statistical analyst test a hypothesis by measuring and examining a random sample of population being analyzed. So this is what we can say. Hypothesis testing is a fundamental concept in statistics that involves making some inferences and drawing some conclusions about a population based on a sample of data. It allows you to evaluate the validity of a claim. It is validity of a claim. So what is your claim, whether it is valid or not, or hypothesis about a population parameter. So don't worry, all these things we'll see it later. So there are going to be null hypothesis. We are having something called as a null hypothesis, and all these things we are having it, guys. Just don't worry. I told there is going to be some numbers will be there. The significance level determines the threshold of rejecting the null hypothesis. Common choices are from alpha or between 0.05, 5%, and which is going to be 1% is there. Later we'll see them. What are those, all these things. So there is going to be some statistical flavor will be there in our classes, guys. So I'm not saying that you have to learn statistics, but there will be some statistical flavor will be there in our training programs. So simple to make you understand that we are going to learn a different techniques we are going to learn. That's why I told you, all these are nothing but the different techniques. Maths and statistical techniques we are going to learn, like what is hypothesis testing. So finally, all these techniques we are going to be using, or methodologies, we are going to be using various systems or various algorithms we are going to be using, finally to get some insights from the data. Actionable insight from the data. Based on that, it is going to take the decisions. Like simple to say that, analyze the past customers data or the past whatever the customers data is there. You will come to know about some kind of a patterns in the data, like who are defaulters, who are non-defaulters. Based on that, to whom, that means in future, to whom I have to give the loan, to whom I should not give the loan, that decision can be taken care. That decision can be taken based on the insights what we have been studied. But in business intelligence, we can't do that. In business intelligence, what has been happened, only it will tell you. But here the application is different, guys. It will really tell you how that relation was there, how the relation between the variables, it is going to tell you. Based on that, a better decision I can take it. A better and an accurate decision we are going to take it, guys. So here we are going to learn a different types of techniques, a different types of methodologies, a different type of systems, a different types of algorithms, all these things we are going to learn it. So this is what exactly we are going to do it in a data science, guys. Okay. But main important in data science is something called as a machine learning. So what is that particular machine learning concept? I will just take it in the tomorrow's class, guys. Okay. I'll just take it in the tomorrow's class. I'm going to take it, guys. So anyhow, tomorrow I'll just explain like what is going to be our course curriculum, all these things I'll explain. So being it is my first class, I don't want to take much in the first class itself. Just it is a small introduction to what is data science. So what exactly the companies are expecting from the data scientist, or what the industry is going to be doing as part of the data scientist, or as a data scientist, what you have to do, what is your work in a particular project. So just to understand the concept we have been discussed. So getting some insight from the data is our main target, guys. So to get that insights, we are going to be using some kind of a different techniques and methodologies, what we are going to be learning and using them. Okay. So that's it for the today's class, guys. So I don't want to take more for the today's class, just hardly 40-45 minutes class I have been taken, not more than that. So the tomorrow's class also just will extend the discussion, guys. And from Wednesday's class, we'll start with our regular classes. Just a small portion was completed. I'll tell you how to learn the particular portion also. I'll tell you. So that is going to be the what my discussion from the today's class, guys. Okay. So fine. So just I'll give you another 5-10 minutes, guys. I can give you. I know that all of you have to have their own other works. So if you have any questions related to technical questions, guys, first of all, I'll give the preference for technical questions. After that, I'll give you for the non-technical questions, like I have a job, I have this much experience, so can I fit into that? I'll just clarify that. If any technical questions are there, first I'll take up the technical questions, guys. Anyone, if you have any questions from your side, guys? So you can unmute yourself, or you can just post your questions in the chat window, guys. Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Hi. Okay, right?
Like I have been taking a class in the student from the last couple of the years, and I have taught them about the statistics, and that much of a knowledge enough for the understanding the statistics or just going through the data science.
Yeah, it's only just a basics of statistics required. So there are going to be some kind of an online courses are also there. A free online courses are also there. So generally, I recommend those online courses also to get a more and more exploration. So as I told you, so what is that? For example, if I talk about, just easy to say that what is the correlation variable, how it is formulation is not required. What is the correlation number, what it is going to tell you. That's it. That is going to be what you have to know about that. Then how to calculate correlation? We don't you calculate correlation? We don't calculate it, guys. So with the help of a Python, we directly calculate the correlation variable. What is the number final result represents only, we have to understand that. So just understanding why you are using the number is sufficient. How that number is calculated, what is the formulation for that, All these are not going to be required for us. Okay.
Yeah, but other than this, we have to learn a little bit more about the statistics in future. So we can ready to work on it. I just wanted to know, is
Yeah,
it
yeah,
so?
yeah. I told you, no. So that's already informed you. So we have some
Okay.
other courses are also going to be there. So we're going to help you to do that. So there are
Hmm.
free courses. You need not to pay anything for that. There are some online. There are nowadays a lot of online courses. That too, even it is not from a not from a smaller institutions. It is going to be international universities also. They are offering some kind of a free courses. So we'll guide you to make you understand those particular things also in the coming classes.
I do have some non-technical questions. So if you allow
Yeah, yeah.
me, if I can ask you.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, sir, like basically, I have been doing a job and
Mm,
as a manual tester, and I
mm,
literally wanted to switch.
mm,
So, like after switching, obviously, I need a certification that you had done something or not. So, how can we
mm.
believe it? So, for that, does your institute giving us any certificate?
Institute is going to be giving, see, even if you you have been, because see, I do think so. You have done a lot of search in the internet, and you have been joined for the today's demo class. So directly you
Yeah.
didn't join yesterday. You didn't thought about that class, and you today you didn't join. So I think so. You have been done a lot of research. So you have seen like a lot of programs, like a corporate level programs are there, which are collaborated with IITs and IIMs. I think you have seen that particular courses, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there are
Yes.
the few free online certification courses are running. Just
Mm,
we need to crack and but I
mm,
was just
mm.
asking from
Yeah,
your
yeah.
side that
I'll tell
how
you.
much it is.
Yeah, I'll tell you. So what is I'm saying here is, even if you take a course from an IIT or from any IIT does not provide you directly, with some collaborated with some other corporates, they will do that. So they will give you a certification saying that it is going to be like, and you have completed the course, but how much level you have been scored, you don't have any exam for that, or you don't have any marks. For example, if you do from university, university does not gives you that you have completed the course. Your marks
Hmm,
details will be there. So you are having some completely your grading systems, everything will be there. So that
hmm,
is going to be an acceptable. So your job, your companies can accept that, but no company
hmm.
is going to be accept these this kind of a certificates, this kind of a certificates. So
Okay.
you know that some kind of an companies like Microsoft certifications, Oracle certification,
Hmm,
generally even based on that also, the companies don't offer you any job offers based on that. It is only just to say that, okay, you have a skill with this, you have a skill with this, only just for an you have done this particular course. So here also, our institute, like whatever the DurgaSoft is there, is providing you a certification saying that you completed the course, but there is no like kind of a
hmm,
grading. He has the topper, he has the first class or second class. We don't have it.
hmm,
So obviously in entry, you know that in entry point of view, the main, already you are saying that you have worked on the testing. So how you cracked
hmm.
your interview also, you know that before entering
Yeah.
first time, how you entered it. So they only search only for your skills only, how much skills you have.
Okay.
So whether you are capable to learn the things or not. So how much capability are having, the confidence in answering the questions or
Hmm,
for implementing. So they will check those
hmm,
particular skills, whether you have really done the course or not, because you may hear about that. So many has
hmm.
people who has got the jobs. They didn't learn anything from anybody. The self-learning also they will do, and they will get the jobs also,
Right.
isn't it? So
So,
it is not
uh,
that certification is
hmm,
important, but your
hmm.
skill is important.
Like, sir, how the institute going to help us in the switching or a campusing and helping into the interviews as well?
That's we are going to provide you. I by myself. There is nothing. There is nothing going to be given from the institute actually. So because we don't have any separate team, it's not like
Okay.
a corporate level training. So if you do a corporate level trainings, then it will be there. But you know that the cost will be approximately 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs. The cost will be there. So they will have it. Even I also has done the from Triple IT
Hmm,
Hyderabad. I have spent 2 lakhs of rupees. They say there is a team is there. They will send the notifications to us. That's it. So there is a job offer is there. There is a job offer is there. They don't help us anything. So they don't assist anything from
okay.
their side. So here
Yeah.
also we are also going to give you like whatever that
Hmm,
interview point of view, whatever you require. So whatever the help you require, I'm going to be providing from my side. It is a
hmm.
personal, whatever I'm going to be doing.
Okay.
Hey, hi.
So, sir, what about the projects? Like, how many projects
Uh,
you're going to be complete in the future? So,
the same thing I'm saying, that how many projects is not, and it's not at all. You can do hundreds of projects you can do. That is not, see, if you want, I can share you the directly the project codes and whatever the codes we have been done. But that is not the concept of the project. If I give you the source code to you, what you are going to learn, you can learn it, but your scope is going to be only with that
no, no, no,
particular
no, no.
project only will be there. I'll tell you the before the coming.
Yeah, yeah. At the end of the day, now
I
we
got it.
have to,
I, I
yeah,
got
we
it.
have
I
to
got it.
show,
Yes,
we have
absolutely.
to show interview, right? How much
Absolutely.
we have learned and we have processed.
Absolutely, absolutely. See, the thing is, this like, and I think you, because I'm just everything I'm telling with respect to you only, because you are saying that you are a manual tester. So you, before, I think before you have entered into the into the enterprise, or when they enter the job, before that you may have learned this testing concept. Have you learned the testing concept from any institute? Have you learned it before?
Yeah, surely, yes.
Yeah, you surely obviously have been learned. So see,
Yes, yes, I did, I did.
whatever the testing, whatever you learn is going to be like, this is a small program. They write a small program and they will test it. They don't, within your training program, they don't write thousands of code and they don't test it in the training program, right? So whatever you see is completely different there. Whatever you learn is different. Just you have to correlate the concepts and you have to implement it. In our data science, it is not all about it's not about the just learning the concepts and just dynamically doing one project. For every example we'll do, for every example or every algorithm we are going to do, I don't say that it is a project, but I say that it is going to be a case study. We are going to do that. So for every algorithm you learn, one case study will be there. The case study will be almost all just like what are the steps we have to follow in a
Yes.
particular project. So we don't work with a small data set. We are going to work with the real data sets, with a large size of data sets only. We are going to be working with that. So whatever the example I have told you. So this example, the banking application. So this banking application is not just for our thinking. That means only for our theoretical concept. Same example I'll show you in a practical way.
Yes.
The HR department is there. So
Yeah.
how the HR department will take a decisions. So whether to give an offer, whether to give it, don't give the offer. Whether if I give the offer, whether he will join, whether he don't join. Something like that. We have some real data set with us. We are going to be working with that particular data sets only. We are going to work. We are not going to work with simply some like a small employees data, or simply it is going to be like a customer's data. We don't work with all that kind of a data. So we have a different data sets. We have it. So you can see a lot of capstone projects are going to be there. So you will be doing all that kind of a capstone projects we are going to be doing. It's not like 1, 2, we don't count it, because we are going to be doing a lot of examples. We are going to be doing this. So this is the data, what we are having it. So like employees data, we are having the data we have. So just I'll show you like which is going to be the data. So it's not a small data set. Just means don't think that it is going to be having this data. We have different data sets are also there. We have a lot of data are going to be there, which we are going to be working on them.
Sir, like I have gone through the syllabus. It's literally very huge, and definitely might be the time duration escalate.
Obviously, obviously.
But the thing is that how can we, be continue with this? Like some of the time we're going to forget all these things. So is there any video backup we going to be provided
Yes,
by the institute?
absolutely. That is what I told you. What we are going to, what you can expect from our side, and what we are going to be expecting from your side. I'll tell you in the tomorrow about the course curriculum and all these things. I'll tell you in the tomorrow's class. For everybody, it will be helpful.
And the one and last thing which I literally wanted to ask you, like the whole course is going to be taught by you only now.
Yes, it's myself only, starting from the beginning up to the end.
Yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hey,
I think guys, it's Pawan. Yeah, Pawan
Yeah.
Kumar.
See, my question is like in this loan example, right? Like what you have taken. In this loan example, in order to analyze the data, we have used some statistical. You have used some statistical method.
Yes.
I mean, as you had mentioned earlier, like as we go further, we might use some other some other thing as well,
Yes,
right?
yes,
That is
yes,
called as
yes,
a
yes.
methodology.
Yes, yes,
Which
yes,
you mean.
absolutely. Yes, yeah.
In this case, this statistical thing, what we have used is a methodology. We might use some other methodology as well going
Absolutely, absolutely.
forward. Okay.
Because see, all these are part of your algorithms. There is some algorithm is there. So the algorithm, so some of them are going to be, we do it directly, practically, we measure practically by ourselves. Some of them are going to be done automatically by itself. That is what the machine learning is going to be doing. Machine learning is one of the technique, we can say that, which we use it in machine learning. So who is going to take care about all these things? Machines will take care about that. So that is what I'm going to discuss in the tomorrow's class, a little bit idea about the machine learning in the tomorrow's session.
Okay. Like statistical, we have another technique to analyze the data, which is machine learning.
The machine will automatically use some of the statistical techniques by itself only. We don't do any some of that's why I'm saying that some of them are, we do it directly. Some of them are directly done indirectly by the machines itself is going to do that.
Okay. In that case, also machines going to use the some statistical numbers.
But if you want to understand how the machine is learning, you should know about the statistical technique, right?
Correct.
So that is the reason you have to know what is this. Really, you don't know required to implement that particular concept.
Okay, even if you take some algorithms, those algorithms also will use the statistical method.
Obviously they'll use this. Like NagoorBabu is there. NagoorBabu uses a concept of probability theory. In that, there is going to be something called as an we have some numbers are there, so there is going to be some kind of an Bayes theorem will be there. Internally, it uses the Bayes theorem, but how it is, machine will directly give you this is the result. But how it is coming means you should know the math behind them.
Okay, but when someone asks, right, like what is the technique you have used? We have used machine learning.
Obviously, you have to use, or what is the importance of that particular number? That's it. They may ask you what is the correlation variable. Nobody will ask you about what is the formulation for the correlation.
Correct.
So what do you know about a correlation? Correlation is a number, it's a statistical number, which will tell you the relation between two variables, two continuous variables, which can be between a -1 to +1. That is your answer. You need not to tell what is the formulation of the correlation variable. The summation of sigma x minus x by into a y minus y by y bar. That is not the definition what you have to answer. What it inferences, that is what you have to tell that.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Just to conclude, like to analyze the data, we will use different things. Like in this case, we have used statistical. In another case, we might use some algorithms to analyze.
Yes, absolutely.
Like machine learning, we also machine learning techniques also we're gonna use to analyze the data.
Yes. As I told you, within first class itself, we can't connect all the dots. So there are some unconnected dots maybe left over, but you will, when you start with the actual machine learning course, you will be getting clarity about the complete concepts. Only one point you remember, what we are going to do is, you have a data, you have to analyze the data, you have to get some insight from the data, whether you use a statistics or algorithms, whatever you use it. Finally, our requirement is some data, some insights, which based on this, we can take some decisions. That's it.
Got it.
Okay, fine. Right. Yeah, so still some more questions are there, guys, but it was a little bit time. It's a time constraint. So I can do one thing, guys. I can share you my personal number because still some questions are there. Somebody is asking, are you going to cover the ChatGPT? Is system admin learn these courses? So I'll do one thing. So directly I'm giving my contact number, guys. Okay. So if you have any kind of a questions, you can feel free to, better to text me, guys. Better to text me instead of calling me. So you can have if you can have a complete detailed discussion instead of calling me, better text me. If you have everybody nowadays, you can text me directly in my WhatsApp. So you can just WhatsApp, you can just text me, guys. I've shared my number to everyone. It's 80080771117, guys. That's a number. You can just spell it. So the number was already shared with everyone in the chat window. If you have any questions, further questions, guys. Otherwise, tomorrow also we have a time. Tomorrow I'll have 15-20 minutes. I can take the question from your side also. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach me, guys. Okay. So that's it. I'll end up the session for today because already at 8:20 almost are. So
tomorrow
just for
same URL to join, right?
Same link to join, 8 o'clock. Yeah. Right.
So daily it will be 8 o'clock only?
8:10 I'll start the class. 8 o'clock it is class because I just have to complete off, and being as online classes, 8:10, generally 8:05, 8:10 in between them, I'll start the session. Yeah, I'll create it, guys. I'll create it because the batch was not yet confirmed, right? So if I create a group and share it, everyone will join. So some people has not yet, they have been registered for the course. There are 2 registered for the course. Once the batch was closed, then I can create a WhatsApp group. I'll create it. Okay, fine. I'll tell you all what are we are going to be offer from our side. Everything I'm going to tell you in the tomorrow's class. Okay. So thanks all of you guys. I'll see you tomorrow at same time and same link at 8 o'clock, guys. Thanks all of you guys. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.